everyone. It's another discussion in drinks.
Yeah.
With Bacon is My Podcast.
A cautionary tale.
Yeah, and we're going to have a...
Boys with booze.
We have a run-in.
We do have a run-in today. Yeah.
The founder of one of our sponsors, so that's going to be pretty exciting. Andrew from Mythical Beards is going to join us. We're going to talk a little bit about our favorite...
We don't know him at all, though. So
yeah.
It could not be exciting at all.
Yeah.
It could totally blow.
It could crash and burn. We might have one less sponsor tonight.
Yeah. And the episode this week may have 20 less minutes.
Correct.
If this is terrible. So we'll see. We'll see how he does.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. And yeah. Let's do it. I gotta cue the intro.
Now?
Bacon! Bacon is my podcast! Bacon! Bacon is my... Bacon! Bacon is my podcast! Bacon! Bacon is my...
What's up, everybody? It's Alex Bean, and I'm excited to announce my new single, Young Love, just dropped, and it's available on all platforms. Go stream that shit, share it with your friends, share it with your neighbors, share it with your dog, share it with your cat, share it with your goldfish, share it with everybody. Just go and search ALEXXBEAN on all platforms and stream that song, add it to your playlist. I'm super stoked to share this one with everybody, and excited. There's a bunch more Alex Bean music coming out this year.
All right.
Hoo-ha!
Hoo-ha! Today, we're talking about a little bit of wrestling chat, but funny wrestling chat.
Yeah. Our booze today is...
Our booze today is Row & Co.
Finishing off the Row & Co. from... Was that our booze last time? I think it was.
No. This is a brand new bottle that I poured in here because
that's our
Twitch
bottle.
stream. Our Twitch stream, we killed the two of these.
All right.
So today is Row & Co. That's the one we got out in Silver Springs, Maryland.
Indeed.
This is a newer brand, but it is delicious nonetheless. I think it was one of our first episodes pre guests. I think we had some Row & Co.
I think you're right.
And we were
Testing
enamored with the bottle. The bottle's pretty. We actually have one in my kitchen because it goes well with the decor. So we do have one of these in my kitchen.
Is
it's
it
empty.
full, or do you have like? That's why I was confused. I was like, what?
No, it's an empty bottle. It's pretty.
Okay.
It's
Put
pretty.
candles in it.
No, it's got the nice cork on the top.
You know what you could do is you could put
It sounds like work.
seltzer in it, or tonic,
Uh-huh.
and then put a black light behind it, and it'll glow.
It'll glow in the dark. Nice.
Tonic and black light. Looks like one of these.
Nice. Okay, maybe I will.
Yeah.
It probably won't.
Probably not.
But yeah, cheers, buddy. Before we get started, again, we've got a sponsor coming in.
You know, we need personalized mugs.
Glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
We need glasses. We need to sell them.
We need.
If anybody knows,
we need
a place,
multiple though, because we had two pairs. Mm-hmm. That's what we started with,
right?
And it's just a pain to just have two pairs, so we expanded to three.
Right. So now we have 6 glasses.
Now we have 6 glasses, and then I also have those 2 other ones, so we actually have 4 glasses each.
Right.
But yeah, a personalized one would be pretty badass.
Yeah, I think like we should get them. If anybody out there knows of a place where we can have them made, let us know, and maybe we can sell them.
That would be great. We could do that.
And then you fine folks at home could pour yourself a whiskey in a Bacon's My Pod glass.
Well,
I can't talk.
Yeah, it's
Bacon is my
class.
podcast glass.
It would be pod class.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, again,
Is that what I said incorrectly?
Yeah, you said that
that's what I said.
incorrectly.
Pod class.
We have a new sponsor, Native Blend Clothing.
Mm-hmm.
They're hooking us up now. So if you go to baconismypodcast.com, you can find out all about all of the latest deals and stuff that you can get. We might be doing a giveaway with some of their stuff soon.
I like this shirt.
So
It's very Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah.
I enjoy.
I have a very almost.
And yours is very
quasi-
Nirvana, which is awesome.
It's Nirvana. It's an interesting color. It's kind of Blink 182.
Yeah.
But I enjoy this one too. They've got some hats. They've got some stickers. They've got all sorts of stuff. It's a one-man wrecking crew, and they're now aboard. So head over to baconsmithpodcast.com.
What's their website?
NativeBlendClothing.com.
We'll have a link at baconsmithpodcast.com.
Yeah, we're going to put that all up. And, of course, the creme de la creme, our sponsors at Manscaped.
Creme de la balls.
Creme de la balls. 20% off and free shipping using the promo code BACONPOD.
This one's not for your balls, though. This one's for your nose.
Yes. It's for your nose and your ear holes.
The nost hairs.
Yeah.
All the holes in your head.
I'm actually super excited because we're finally back together doing this.
Yeah.
Because it was a little stretch.
That was.
It was a little stretch where we were not together. And it was a week.
Well,
it was a week. And then we got together for the stream last Thursday. So,
yeah. But still, it's like you got to get a sick kid.
Yeah. Who's not sick anymore.
Yeah. So that's why I'm here.
Yeah. So, what are we here to talk about? We're here to talk about some...
I don't know. What are we here to talk about today?
We have people in the chat saying, oh, they're going to ignore us. Just so everybody knows, if you're listening to this on a Wednesday on a Spotify or Apple Podcasts or whatever you may listen to this on, you can join us live. You can join us live on Patreon.
Yeah. Patreon.com/BaconsMithPodcast.
And you can also berate us in the chat, and we'll probably ignore you most of the time.
Yeah, because that's not what this is.
Right. This is
Although we see you.
We do see you. We do see you, and we do love you.
Yeah.
So thank you. But yeah.
And I do have a personalized glass that made an appearance last week on the show.
Shout it out.
Because
if somebody was watching, they might have known.
If you had been watching, you would have seen it, and you would have seen your shout out. So maybe you want me to ignore you in the chat.
Simmer down now.
I'm going to call you out.
Simmer down now. So, yeah, comedy and wrestling. I think it's a fun topic to talk about because, man, that's what makes pro wrestling the most fun. Because, yeah, you love a good story. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you like, but there has to be some of those comedy elements in it. And through the years, actually,
Goofy wrestling for life, man. Goofy wrestling for life.
One man who definitely personifies that is this man, Mick Foley. He is one of my favorite comedy wrestlers, but he can do both.
Yeah, and he the reason that we kind of picked this topic is because we were having a run-in from our Mythical Beards gent, and they also sponsor Mick Foley's podcast. Yeah, and so we thought, what a good topic.
Fun little tie-in here.
What a fun little tie-in to have.
Throughout the years, I mean, nowadays there's Danhausen, there's the Best Friends, there's Orange Cassidy,
right?
And that's AEW side. I mean, you've got the male models.
I think are great,
which are amazing on the WWE side.
Fantastic. Maximum male models.
Maximum male models. Yes.
Yeah.
So throughout the years, who would you say is your favorite comedy person within wrestling?
There have been a bunch that I thought were funny that probably weren't supposed to be funny.
Well, yeah.
But as far as people that did comedy, I really, really liked Santino.
Oh, wow, yeah.
I thought
Santino was great. He's doing it still. He's doing it still. He's in Impact, and they're letting him use Santino Marella.
Yeah, he owns it. But,
okay.
But yeah, I thought that character was so much fun. I liked his accent. I liked the Cobra.
Oh yeah, every bit of it was.
I loved his dedication to growing out a full unibrow.
Oh yeah.
To really kind of get into the role.
Mm-hmm.
I think I know some people kind of frown upon comedy stuff in professional wrestling, which I think is ridiculous. Because I mean, what are we watching, everyone?
Right. I mean, even in the most serious of shows, there's a comedy character. There's a comedy element. There has to be a let me up somewhere, because if there's not, it's just fucking depressing.
Yeah, and I think you have these characters that are like they're treading the line. Like if you look at Seth Rollins currently, he's using a lot of comedy aspects to his character, but he's not a comedy character. Right. But there's a lot of like funny going on in there. You look at someone like Orange Cassidy, like it's played for laughs a little bit, but he's not a full on comedy character.
No.
Danhausen is.
Yeah.
I think that those guys are kind of fewer and far between now.
Yeah.
You rarely get those ones that are really kind of going for it. It's that straddle the line thing. Mick Foley was one that I really liked, how he could be total comedy 1 minute, and then flip to ultra violent the next minute. I think
that's what makes him super unique.
Yeah, the benefit of having different characters that you could play.
Yeah.
And he played them so differently, so that I guess it would have been more ridiculous if the characters weren't so different. Even though it was super ridiculous that the characters were that different.
Oh yeah.
You know, like
Dude Love and
Dude Love
yeah.
couldn't beat somebody, but Mankind could.
Right.
And Cactus Jack would scare the hell out of them.
Right.
You know, it was like, it's a different shirt. That's what that is. That's a different shirt. But that's what I like about that aspect of pro wrestling. I just think it's kind of ridiculous. So you gotta let it be ridiculous.
Yeah, I think the overall pro wrestling, I mean, if people are beating the shit out of each other the way that they are on wrestling,
right,
they should be dead. They should not be doing it like 2, 3, 4 times a week.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of threats to life in wrestling too.
Correct.
You know, like there are moves called neck breakers.
Yes.
They're trying to break
back
your
breakers.
neck.
Yeah.
I am trying to break your back.
Yeah.
You know, it's swinging chairs at people's heads, things like that. These are punishable offenses.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's the other thing too, is if people are doing this violent shit to each other on a regular basis. I mean, even the backstage attacks.
Right.
I mean, what there's no jurisdiction in the Nassau Coliseum when WWE's there.
What company? What owner of a company is like? Matt, can you imagine watching like an NFL game?
Hey guys,
they're interviewing a quarterback, and then someone from the other team kneecaps him on camera.
Yes, on camera.
Right? And then yells into the camera.
Right. And then talks smack to them, and then yells back at the camera and say...
And then they still get to play that game later.
I'll see you at the Super Bowl!
Right, yeah. There's no repercussions.
No.
Whatsoever.
That doesn't happen. That does not happen.
Yeah, like, you know, I like how, like, UFC is taking aspects of pro wrestling to promote their shows.
Yeah.
You know, they get ready for the photo, and they do the whole, like, grab each other, do the fists against each other, you know, like, and all that, make hard looks, and then they leave, and they, you know, all right, man.
I'll see you later.
See you later.
Yeah.
Which is the exact same thing wrestlers do, but you know, in a quote real sport, UFC, they're using the same tactics. It's showmanship. It's
absolutely,
it's selling it.
Yeah.
I just think that pro wrestling does so many ridiculous things that when people are like, I don't want comedy in my wrestling, I'm like, really? You want it? What do you want it to be then?
Would you rather murder in your wrestling? Is that what you're looking for?
You saw Brock Lesnar walk down with a giant belt buckle and a cowboy hat, right? Is that what you just saw? I saw that, and he flipped a table.
Speaking of Brock Lesnar, one of my favorite, and it's super funny. One of my favorite Brock Lesnar bits was him dancing with the
jam box,
with the boom box.
Yeah.
That was the Money in the Bank briefcase. But that got over so much that they actually built speakers into it as if it were a boom box.
Right.
And it's like, man, even Brock Lesnar, who's this big, intimidating, not very nice person. Like, embrace it. Embrace that shit.
Wait, so you're telling me he had a fake boombox? And then they built speakers into a fake boombox?
No. He used so it was the money in the bank briefcase.
Wait. No. I thought, because he had a boombox one time.
Yeah,
and that was after that.
It was
Okay,
after that, because he held it and he was like doing the
I totally
dance.
heard you wrong. It was I was like, they gave him a prop jam box, and then instead of getting him a real jam box, they built speakers into the prop jam box.
No. He had the
Someone
money in the
built a
bank
prop-
briefcase.
Yeah, I gotcha.
And then
I
they
do
put
remember
speakers into that because it was so fucking funny.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
What do you remember of older funny wrestling gimmicks?
I mean, you bring it all the way back to like Hakeem.
The African Dream.
The African Dream. Like that would never fly. It would never fly.
So racist.
In 2023. That would never fly. But something like that, you got
that was great.
I mean, I don't even know if it was supposed to be, but you got the Berserker. Huss,
right.
Huss. That was fucking hilarious. And he'd walk, he like Royal Rumble, he'd run down to the ring going, Huss, 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 and he'd get immediately tossed out the other side, and then he'd just walk right out, Huss, Huss. Bastion Booger. Bastion Booger is one of my favorite one of my favorite comedy, and I don't even know if it was comedy. I mean, I guess it was.
Yeah, like I think so. There's maybe unintentional comedy, or it's comedy for the sake of like, okay, those of you who are gonna get it are gonna know this is funny.
Yeah, I mean, some of them could be the insider term like popping the boys or something like that. But,
right.
You know, I don't know. I like another, and especially from that era, another person that was supposed to be funny, and I never, ever, ever, ever found him funny. Doink Clown.
Most terrifying wrestler of all time.
Well, the original Doink the Clown
most terrifying
was supposed to be evil
of all time.
And then
hated Doink.
And then when he turned face, and he had the little people with him,
right?
Even less funny.
Yeah, when he first showed up, that was it.
Oh yeah,
like terrifying.
Oh yeah,
that's Pennywise.
Right. Well, it was supposed to be.
Right.
And
terrifying.
Yeah.
I hate clowns.
Objective was yeah.
Hate it.
Yeah. But even when he turned face, he was supposed to be funny, and he fucking wasn't.
Yeah. And maybe he was funny to children?
No, I don't know. I was a child.
Yeah. I was also a child. I guess I'm looking at it now through grown eyes. Rick the Model Martel.
Oh, arrogance!
I thought that was hilarious.
Arrogance. That was great.
Spray people in the eye with a bug sprayer of cologne.
Well, one of the funniest things to come from Rick Martel spraying somebody in the eye, and it wasn't supposed to be funny,
right?
Was the blindfold match?
Blindfold match. What was that? WrestleMania.
Was it WrestleMania or SummerSlam? I don't remember
like
what it was, but it was him and Jake the Snake. And it was quite obvious that you could see through the thing, but they didn't touch each other for about 8 minutes.
Yeah.
Which was the most awful match ever. It was not anything worth watching, but man, arrogance. He was great. He was so great.
Yeah, I thought that was some good. See, I thought there was a lot of that. A lot of characters that just kind of like have a funny aspect to them. I thought Jim the Anvil Neidhart was hilarious.
Well, yeah, he was. He was a cartoon character.
Right, because he would just stroke his beard, just be like
exactly. Just recently on Instagram, they had I guess it was like the original Slammy Awards, and they had the WWE band, and I guess Hulk Hogan was on bass and shit. And the Hart Foundation came out and was dancing, and holy shit, it was fucking hilarious.
I bet it was.
It was incredibly hilarious. I'm gonna try and find that. I have to. But yeah, another thing I loved, I mean, yeah, I guess it was supposed to be a little bit funny. You know what? I think back then, because we're talking early 90s, late 80s, all of those characters, they like, it was very campy.
Yeah.
And back then, like in that time era, the campiness kind of was okay. You know, like the Mr. Perfect vignettes where he'd throw a basketball on the other side of the court and just automatically get it, or continuous hole-in-ones.
Throw himself a touchdown.
Yeah.
I liked... I loved and I thought hilarious were the old $1 Million Man skits.
Oh my God!
When he would offer $100 to a child to do some kind of dumb if you can bounce this basketball 10 times, you can get $100. And the kid would get to 9 and he would just kick the ball away from him.
Right. Exactly.
Like in front of a crowd of people.
Yeah.
Like in an arena, and the crowd is just like, boo! What an asshole!
Oh yeah.
I thought that was amazing. Interruption!
I was going to do the hold up. Hey. But that was better.
Nice.
There's no time like today to take care of your hygiene.
Indeed.
And one of those things that can help you, if you're a man or a woman even, Manscaped. Manscaped can help you with their Lawnmower 4.0.
Yeah.
Their Lawnmower 4.0 has skin-safe technology. It's a ceramic blade. It's waterproof. It's got a nice little LED light, so this way you can see underneath all those crevices.
Shave your privates in the shower in the dark. Don't actually do that.
Don't do that.
But you could.
Yeah, you could with Manscaped.
Because you have a light.
Indeed. And for guys, listen, the perfect package 4.0 is like where it's at for you guys. Because it comes with not only the lawnmower, not only the weed whacker for your ear and nose holes.
Well, we got one. So bring it up real quick. What you also get, yes, for one, you get the Lawnmower 4.0, which is ceramic blades. It's not going to cut you. It's got a guard so you can, make sure that you got a trim in some spots. You got to the skin in other spots. You make sure that beanbag's shiny. We also have some...
Package that beanbag in...
underwear.
The underwear.
Yeah.
It's got the little ball pouch.
It does have the ball pouch.
And it's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's great.
Separate. It's technology.
This right here
I like this.
is for when you are shaving your balls.
Yeah.
It's little placemats, so this way...
It's like a newspaper.
Yeah, but then you just you shave them, you crumple it up, you throw it away. No mess, no fuss.
Yeah.
Right?
It's also got some. It's got some funny articles in it.
It does. It does. It does when you read.
I recommend you definitely read it, but not while you're shaving your nuts.
No. There's the ball deodorant.
Yes, I use it every day. Crop preserver.
And the crop reviver.
I don't use it every day, but I have used it plenty
of times. It is pretty fantastic. You need that midday spritz.
Yep.
Just go for it. Freshens you up right away.
Who doesn't love a little spritz on the beanbag?
Exactly. And where do I keep it all? Well, right here. The shed, baby.
You know what? The shed is a pouch for the things to clean your pouch.
Exactly.
Right?
I use it personally for my toiletries when I travel.
You do? I've seen it.
I've got multiple. I've got a few of them.
Uh-huh.
So, go ahead, manscaped.com. Use the promo code BACONPOD.
You get 20% off this entire order plus free shipping. Not only can you get the Perfect Package 4.0, but you can sign up for their program where they will send you new stuff automatically.
New blades.
Every month, every 2 months, every 3 months. You decide what you need. If you need new blades every 3 months, they'll send you new blades every 3 months. If you want to check out maybe the crop mops.
I can't talk about the crop mops enough.
They're my favorite thing.
Yes.
Get those every month.
When you come and you hang out with us and we see you and stuff like that, we always have crop mops on our person. So
it's like a business card, but for Manscaped and not us.
Yes. So go ahead, manscaped.com, promo code BACONPOD, 20% off, free shipping. call it a day. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are gonna share this because
okay.
it's a thing. It is definitely a thing.
Wow.
Oh, here it is, Jim the Anvil. Their dancing is awful, and Jim the Anvil slides across the floor, and Brett does a leapfrog over him. That was supposedly
That was dancing. Huh?
that was dancing.
Is that Jesse the Body Ventura? Governor Ventura
That's him on the piano.
playing the piano. The honky tonk man. There's another.
Well, of course he would be up front,
Right.
right?
Thank you, Sue.
Yeah, why wouldn't he be up front? And look at Jim the Anvil. He was the absolute best in that skit. I mean, he's great. He's so great. Oh man.
Yeah, he was a cartoon character.
Yeah, it's funny when you listen to podcasts about like wrestling and stuff like that, and they talk about Jim the Anvil and how Stu Hart would always call people up asking for them to hire back his son-in-law.
Right.
And they do the Stu Hart voice, the Stu Hart impression, and he would just be like, the big rhino, he needs a fucking job again. Just, oh man, if you ever get a chance to, Bruce Pritchard does it great. But yeah, Jim the Anvil, yeah, love that guy. But so what about moving forward,
Right.
from the campy era? And then you had your
That's where I got into Santino.
New Generation.
Where I got into Santino.
No.
He's Attitude Era.
No, he's
New
Ruthless
Generation.
Aggression.
Yeah, that's right.
So New Generation era. That's a lot of the occupational guys. So you had like Duke the Dumpster,
Right.
and
TL Hopper.
the Goon.
Right. Yeah, everybody was a job.
Bastion Booger was, I think he was more New Generation era.
Okay.
Those were good guys. Roddy Piper, we have Donna talking about.
Roddy Piper was super funny.
Just amazing.
He was just incredible. Like, he's
always.
Top 10 of all time, easy, maybe top 5.
Yes.
Like, Roddy Piper.
Agreed.
Roddy Piper is just gold.
Mm-hmm.
Funniest, my favorite, funniest wrestling personality of all time, Bobby the Brain Heenan.
100%.
Bobby the Brain.
Bobby the Brain is the best.
Especially now. If I see an old video now where he's doing commentary, I will lose my shit. He's so funny.
Oh my God.
Corey Graves is doing a great holding some of that. But man, Bobby Heenan was so funny.
He was, and for a lot of people, a lot of wrestlers even, straight up on like the Mount Rushmore of their wrestling, Mount Rushmore or whatever,
right?
Because he used to be like super physical, and he'd bump and he'd do all sorts of crazy shit.
Beat him up. He had to wrestle in a weasel costume.
Yeah, and it was regularly.
Yeah.
It was regularly. So yeah, Bobby the Brain, man, he did, and I love the fact that Bobby the Brain. He just like held on to that Hulk Hogan being a heel thing,
right?
And he held on to it all the way through to the NWO thing.
And when it happened, he's like, "I told you
so." Yeah, I knew it
for years.
I knew it. I've been saying this for years. Yeah, he held on to it for so long, and it was so great.
Yeah.
The way he was able to do that. And I know he was kind of checked out a little bit at that point with WCW, but man, he was gold. He was gold.
Yeah, that's probably funny, probably my favorite of all time.
I think
gotta be
my favorite bit for Bobby the Brain. Two. One of them was when he was on the call for Ric Flair winning the Rumble, where with the whole "it's not fair to Flair, it's not fair to Flair."
Right.
That's number one. Number two, I do think that when he got kicked out of Raw, and then he kept on trying to sneak back in dressed as his mother, and dressed up as whatever.
That was good.
That was amazing.
I like that anytime anyone ever said the name Haku, he would bless them.
Yes.
Like, I thought that was...
Yes.
I was just
Yes. 100%.
you go, Haku with the cookies, bless you. Every time. It's
Yes.
so like it's those little subtle things that are like it's not overtly played for laughs. It's just like if you caught this, it was fucking
It's gold.
funny.
It is gold.
It's
for
really
you.
good.
Yeah, I agree. I love that. I love that. I love Bobby the Brain. You're right. I do. I think he's my number one overall.
Yeah, we're getting in our chat. We're getting a little bit of a Jerry the King Lawler shout out, which hell yeah, absolutely.
Yes. Yeah.
You also can't discount Andy Kaufman, even though he was primarily a comedian.
Yeah.
He was
soon
also
to be
soon to
Hall
be
of
in the
Fame.
Hall of Fame. So
Yeah.
intergender wrestling champion. Mm-hmm. He was
Absolutely.
intergender before it was cool.
Right. Exactly.
Absolutely.
So we got a run in.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We got the proverbial run in here, ladies and gentlemen. Andrew from Mythical Beards, dude. What's going on?
How's it going?
What's going on, man? How are you?
No, thanks for coming on. Actually, so we did tell everybody that this is the first time we're actually meeting.
It is.
So this could be great. This could be a disaster.
It could be terrible.
But we just played by.
No, I'm pretty phenomenal. It doesn't like
Okay.
You guys might be a disaster, but I got this.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. So yeah, dude, we're talking about some of our favorite wrestling comedy, characters, gimmicks, that kind of stuff. We were just talking about Bobby the Brain Heenan being like.
Yeah, I don't know if you're a wrestling fan
number
at all,
one.
but we got into it because we
Yeah.
were talking about you guys working with Mick Foley.
Yes.
So
I
it kind of got into
did like wrestling, 90s, early 2000s, and then just kind of real life and being busy when all those wrestling shows were on. I kind of fell off a little bit, but I always the Mick Foley. I love Mankind. He was one of my favorite wrestlers. No offense to Mick Foley, but I was a big Goldberg fan. I'm Jewish, so watching a Jewish guy obliterate people was pretty awesome.
yeah.
Very easily too.
Yeah,
That's true. That's true.
Yeah,
He,
when
he
you
had a good run.
of a bowling ball. Yeah.
He had a good run.
I do really wish he kind of got into some of the comedy stuff, because Jericho always talked about how because they had that back and forth for a little while where Jericho was just going out, like Eric Bischoff was just like, all right, listen, you've got 8 minutes of TV time. Just go out there, do something.
Right.
And he would like challenge Goldberg.
Right, yeah.
And he'd be like, 1-0 Jericho. I really wish Goldberg would have embraced it just a little bit.
Goldberg has said
he's the opposite of what this show is about right now. He's
right.
Oh yeah.
furious all the time.
He even said in an interview that like at times he wishes that he would have kind of like taken himself less seriously at the time, but he was so new in it that he didn't even realize sometimes he thought someone was trying to take advantage of him.
Yeah.
And so he was very guarded in like the character and all that kind of stuff, which makes sense too because he's new to it. What are you drinking, Andrew?
I am drinking a Yellowstone Barrel Select from a local cigar shop.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
I've got it's delicious. Every single Yellowstone Barrel Select you can find is awesome. And it's like $50. You can't complain at all.
Oh no,
Sweet.
that's awesome. That's awesome.
Got
We're indulging in some Rowan Co. Irish whiskey.
Nice.
Yeah, it's like a newer company. I think we found it within the past like 3 years. It came to the States. But cheers, my friend.
Cheers to you.
Cheers.
So we were talking about Mick Foley and stuff. So how exactly did Mythical Beards and Mick Foley become one in a lot of ways?
So there are two wrestlers, Lady Frost and Savage Gentleman, that are based out of Philly.
Yep.
And Savage Gentleman was an affiliate of mine when I had a brand prior to Mythical Beards, and when I rebranded, he stuck around. And about 3 or 4 months into the rebrand, I said, I want to make you and Lady Frost a scent. What should we do? And he's known as being the peanut butter platoon captain. I think Nutter Butter, Butterfinger, one of them sponsors him or something.
Right, okay.
That's for peanut butter. So I made a peanut butter cup scent for him, and then I made a lavender clementine for his wife, and I did Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde with their likenesses on them. And I put them up for sale. I want to say this was like February, so about 3 months after I relaunched. And Savage Gentleman sends me a message. He goes, "Did you see a Michael Foley that purchased something?" And I was like, "Yeah, what about it?" He goes, "Well, that's Mick." And I just started losing my shit. Like, I was all over the place, going bonkers. So of course I sent him one of everything. And when I sent it to him, he posted it on Twitter, like a picture of everything with his giant like hands around it and everything. Said he loved everything. And then he actually sent me a message on Twitter saying he loved everything, but do I have anything more minty? Like he wants super strong mint. And I was like, "Oh, I had Chupacabra, which is what I sent him, which is a lime mint." He's like, "No, I want to be like punched in the face by mint." I was like, "All right." So I started making him a custom one, and like a month into it, he said, "Why don't we make this a collab together?" And I was like, "No way!" Like,
that's awesome.
Am I being catfished? Like, what's happening right now? And we just started talking. He actually sent me he sent me his cell phone number. He's like, "Just text me." And I was like, I literally flew over the couch, ran into the bedroom, and told my wife this is the happiest day of my life.
Sure, I'll text you, Mick Foley.
It's so funny, too. It's like, because Mick talks about it on his podcast all the time, Foley's Pod, and that's literally what he says every time. He's like, "I just wanted it to be the most obnoxious, pungent, wintergreen, minty thing you could ever smell in your entire life."
Which I'll be honest, I have on right now because I love that scent.
Yeah.
I'm a fan
it's
of
the smeller by far. Well, whether it's not even, I mean, his name definitely brings in traffic, but people keep coming back to you. I mean, it's a good scent. It's a great scent. But we started working together. I mean, I talked to him more than I talked to most of my family. He's literally the nicest human being I've ever met in my life. The first time we met in person was at a Starbucks. People just kept stopping and talking, saying hi to him, and he was genuinely having conversations with them. And we were there for about 3.5 hours, and at least 2 of those hours, he was, I don't want to call it a rant, but he was just going on and on about how much he loved being Santa, and not just for the kids, for the reactions he gets from the parents about how happy the parents are that the kids
That's
are
awesome.
so happy. And I mean, it's just odd. He's literally just the nicest person ever. I text him at least once a week now, or maybe every other week at this point, just chatting, seeing how things are going. And he's always just extremely nice. But as a business, being in with somebody like Mick Foley is cool. As a small business, being in with Mick Foley is cool.
That's awesome.
Not mainly just to say I get to work with Mick Foley, if anything else.
Oh, yeah. At what point did that become not weird to be able to text?
I texted him, I think last week. So he told me he wanted Folietti to no longer be, or he wanted it to be vegan now. Like, so anything I sell with Folietti on it, he wants to be vegan for his son, who's a staunch animal rights activist.
Yeah.
I was a little apprehensive in like the first hour, but then I thought about it. And I'm like, it'd be stupid to not attempt to figure it out.
Right.
So I've been working on a vegan blend of oil, or a vegan oil carrier blend, which I think is done. I've got about 15 testers out, and everybody says it's as good as my Legend oil, which is my top of the line one. And then now I have to work on the bomb and the butter, removing beeswax and ostrich oil. But basically was the goal.
Right.
Yeah.
How hard is that to switch over?
Ostrich oil is liquid gold for your beard. I mean, it's very hard to beat scientifically. It's the closest oil you can get to what your skin creates, which means that it helps everything else absorb into your skin. So it's hard to find stuff similar, and you have to get the right fatty acid contents. And that was really the goal was, so basically I kind of took his vegan idea and said, I guess I should make an allergen-friendly blend on top of it. So it's going to be an allergen-friendly vegan blend just to get, because at that point I'm looking at having to buy all new carrier oils. I might as well get away from nuts, cross proteins. Like avocado oil will kill people that are allergic to nuts. Shea butter will do the same thing.
What is something like that like from a cost perspective? How does that affect your cost? But you said that it's hard.
Yeah,
it's hard with
going to
the.
go up about 50% compared to my Legend blend.
Okay.
I have gotten pretty good at finding. I source directly from the factories now, but it's the cost. The cost at this point was trying to come up with I bought 18 or 19 different carrier oils on top of what I already have in stock to test to come up with new blends. But the coming up with the right blend, I mean, it was important. I don't want to put, it's going to be an upcharge for a higher end blend. I don't want to put something out that's just kind of basic. And that was my first round. One of my close friends and reviewers was like, it's average, above average. I'm like, nope, throw it all in the trash. We're starting over. That's not acceptable. So I just kept going, and so far everybody on this last round is saying that it's there, and I'm debating about actually throwing terpenes in to top it off at this point.
Okay. What's terpenes?
Terpenes are it's essential oil from sativa or indica plants, but terpenes are also from every other plant in the world. So a terpene is basically like the specific scent essential oil that comes out from a certain plant or certain part of the plant. And there's some terpenes that help they call it the entourage effect. And if you're a THC or CBD guy, you might know that it's the terpene is what helps bring them in and then boost their effect on your system. And terpenes do the exact same thing with other carrier oils, not just and fatty acids, not just THC and CBD. So it's finding the right terpenes that can do it. But terpene, I mean, imagine what one of those plants smells like. Terpenes are pretty potent as well.
Right, yeah.
So it's finding one that doesn't kind of blow up in your face when you're trying to make an unscented oil or trying to even put Folietti over one of them.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing if it's possible. That's my next step now that the new blend is pretty much done, is seeing if that's doable, because it's terpenes are expensive, but if it works, that's the goal.
That's awesome. That's super cool. One thing I will say, because we're in like a rehearsal space / rehearsal studio or recording studio kind of thing, and we spend a lot of time in here. I work from here as well, and like my band rehearses in here and stuff. And it's a small space. By all accounts, it should
smell great.
It should smell like ass. Yeah. It should smell like a bunch of man ass.
Yeah.
It
does not.
I have the Kraken air freshener up.
Nice.
And everybody walks in here and is like, "Oh, that's great." Like, yeah.
I'm also wearing the Kraken solid cologne. That's my
There you go.
my solid cologne as well.
I'm a Dracula guy. I like the Dracula.
The Kraken and the Folietti is my combo. My 1-2 punch to the world.
Kraken and Folietti together.
Well, I got the Folietti on the face, and then I got the Kraken as my.
Okay. Yeah, the Kraken. One of my regulars used to call Kraken the lady killer. That was his go-to scent.
Nice.
It is.
I like it. I'm a fan.
It is definitely like a scent for me.
Yeah,
I like it. What is your like? Because obviously, people listening, that you have a chance to go to mythicalbeards.com, buy some stuff, use the promo code BACON15.
Anybody that uses BACON15 will get a free oil over the.
Damn.
Let's say through April. When's this airing? Wednesday.
Yeah.
All right, so let's say through April 2nd. Anybody the end of April, so midnight on the 2nd. Anybody that uses BACON15, I'll throw in a free Folietti oil.
Damn.
Hell yeah! Look at that.
Thank you very much. So go there and get something. But what would you suggest? Because I'm a Dracula guy.
So
he's
really
a little
depends
bit
on what you're looking for. Everybody always asks me my favorite, and that's really hard to do. I mean, Folietti, just for the fact of having Mick, is cool as shit.
Yeah.
Personally, Hephaestus, the old school cologne, that's my favorite just because it was for my dad who passed away April 1st last year. It's his old, I recreated his old cologne that he used to wear. So that's really like, it's never going away. It's my favorite.
Right. Yeah.
As far as unique stuff that I'm like proud as shit of, Florida Man. Florida Man is two scents of cannabis: orange creamsicle, beer, and gunpowder.
All right.
And you would not think any of that should work together, but it comes across as like an earthy, funky citrus, and it's awesome.
What's your process when you go into like create a scent? Like, what's your background anyway?
I've got a humanities degree, so
okay, all right, makes sense.
Remotely useful, yeah. So it normally, once I got switched to Mythical Beards and kind of had a niche to fill of like what I could use as artwork, I kind of tried working on some characters and what they might smell like, or just where they're from and what it could smell like. It depends on if I've been drinking or not. I get random idea, like Florida Man. I was definitely drunk and had the idea like this would be like this sounds great. And would be funny. It'd just be funny. It's a white trash dude waving a Florida flag in overalls is the character,
right?
And then it's marijuana, beer, and oranges is the scent. So, and a little bit of gunpowder because that's in there somewhere.
Well, yeah, of course,
yeah. It really just kind of comes down to random inspirations. Some of them are a little bit more basic, and then suggestions from some of my regulars. Some random people will send me stuff, like even just Mick Foley for Full Yeti was like, I want this or I want that.
Right.
I've got a monthly subscription, and this month's gin is actually a custom I did for one of my regulars, Jairus. He owns a record label a metal record label in Texas. So that was his scent that I did, and I loved it so much. Nice. I put it on the subscription plan.
Yeah, I saw that recently, and I was like, oh, that's gotta have some sort of like metal music kind of
connotation to it.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's always giving me really cool ideas. He's definitely thinks outside the box.
That's awesome.
But yeah, a lot of it's random inspiration, just thinking about things. Actually, the subscription, coming up with a monthly subscription, the artwork was harder than the scents. Thinking as you're trying to narrow down a theme to 12 possible scents. You're like, which 12 characters do I pick for this? And I would pick magic, and I was rushing through it. So like I got a list of like 40 things that involve magic, and then some of like you're trying to not just do 9 wizards from Europe.
right.
There's a lot of wizards in Europe. You have to kind of spread it out a little bit. So I've got a running notepad on my phone with about 2,000 different characters on it, all separated by genres, locations, stuff like that, and just kind of picking and choosing what sounds good.
Now you got some, like the artwork is really, really good. It's cool too. So
that's I got lucky. So I found him on Fiverr. His name's Alberto Rojas, Aragotico. If you go to my Mythical Beards Mythical _Beards on Instagram, I tag him fairly often on it. But he's phenomenal. His main gig is Simpson-fying and Dragon Ball Z-fying people. Like
nice.
Yeah.
And I actually found him for doing a Star Wars one for one of my friends, and we just started chatting. And when I had to rebrand, I was like, "You're going to do my artwork."
Nice. Yeah, you can find some great people on Fiverr.
Yeah, I'm working on Fiverr right now. I'm working on a lyric video.
Yeah,
it's awesome. Like it's super easy.
Yeah, it's hard sometimes finding the right people when you're looking for certain things, but artwork's universal. You just got to find the right person.
Yeah, once you see some stuff, you're
doing a style. And I didn't know what style I wanted, but I mean, it's cartoonish, but not at the same time. It's adult cartoonish almost.
Right.
Yeah, he draws.
Yeah. There's definitely like a not a realness. Like. It's like that when you see like a video game box, like back when like Nintendo and Sega and shit like that, and the game box, that artwork, which is the likeness of whatever's in the game.
Right.
I feel like that's what it kind of captures a little bit.
It's what they want you to keep in your head when you're playing their pixelated game that doesn't look like that.
Yeah, exactly.
It's 100% catfishing you to buy the game.
Yeah, exactly. I want you to imagine this when you're in there, and you're like, "This doesn't look
you're
like
gonna
this
look
at all."
like a werewolf, maybe.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, so kind of steering back toward our topic here. When you think of the time span that you watched wrestling, what was your like main comedy relief when it came to that? Like, obviously there's Mick Foley and his corporate mankind shtick.
Yeah.
The initial dude love stuff, but like, what really hit you?
I think I laughed the most at was it Goldfinger?
Oh, Gold Dust.
Gold Dust. Sorry.
Gold Dust,
Gold,
yeah.
I laughed. I was like, "This is the most ridiculous shit I've ever seen."
Yeah, Gold Dust was pretty great.
Gold Dust was awesome in the beginning. Yeah.
I mean, I liked him, but it was just weird, and I laughed at it all the time.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
Well, we had somebody talking about Roddy Piper, and they had like that WrestleMania match,
Gold Dust Roddy Piper,
where Roddy Piper pulled off his Gold Dust attire, and he was wearing like women's lingerie.
Right. After the white Bronco chase.
After the repackaged
The OJ chase, yeah.
stuff. That was great. See, like that time period when you were talking about, like, I remember like Kai and Tai with Choppy Your Pee Pee.
Didn't somebody spoof Goldberg? What was it,
Gilbert.
Yeah.
He came out with sparklers.
Yeah.
And they shot the smoke up, and he was like,
yeah, there
Whoever
was a
that
lot
was genius.
Yeah, there was a lot of comedy going on there. There was, like you said, the
Disco Inferno.
Disco Inferno was
a good
funny. But I mean, even like Road Dogg and Billy Gunn's shtick was funny, and The Rock was hilarious.
yeah.
The Rock was. I like The Rock when he was early on, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was funny as shit, man. Gawking at The Rock strudel.
If you're DC right now, you don't like The Rock, but
No.
I mean, otherwise, he's great. He's great.
If you're DC, who do you like right now?
Well, you like Ezra Miller. I told you, Ezra Miller Ezra Miller is locked away in some executive's basement until The Flash comes out. So,
Yeah, I would also like. I thought Stone Cold was funny, but I loved it.
He was funny too, man.
It wasn't a comedy shtick, but just what he was doing is fun. Like, he's just F you, F everybody. Like that. And now he's sipping wine. Like,
yeah, right. He's got the ranch, and he always says Los Angeles.
Yeah.
The way Sam Elliott did in The Big Lebowski.
Right.
It's always how I remember it. But he did do a lot of like comedy stuff too when he started, like when he became heel, and they were kind of like, well, this isn't really working.
His stuff with Kurt Angle.
And his stuff with Kurt Angle, where he was like
funny.
wearing the cowboy hat
Kurt
and
Angle was
stuff.
funny as hell, man.
Everything about Kurt Angle was fun. Like, a legitimate Olympic wrestler doing this, like, always kind of pushed off to the side, like he didn't matter.
Right.
Yeah.
Coming out and just being like, it's true. It's true.
The Three Eyes is just like the greatest
great.
thing ever, for sure.
There's a lot of good writing. A lot of good writing back in those days of.
It's definitely changed.
Yeah. That's all like Brian Gewirtz.
Who still works with The Rock.
He does. He's what is it, $3 Productions or something.
Didn't even know that. That's cool.
Yeah, he's still writing.
Yeah, he still does.
He's writing with him for the Young Rock television show and all that kind of stuff, which is pretty hilarious. If anybody hasn't watched it, it's worth a watch. It's
oh yeah.
I'm not a sitcom person, but like I watch it and it's fucking funny. Like it's well written. It's good.
I think we got like 6 or 7 episodes in, and then something else probably caught our attention. But we'll get back to it at some point.
I do the same thing. I circle back around. Circle back around and find it.
I needed like a ton of banked episodes in order to get into something. I can't do the.
Yeah. It's we've been disappointed a few too many times with like really getting into something and not realizing there's like maybe 2 seasons of it, and you're like,
right.
Well, I just wasted all that time because this should have been a lot longer.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, like I said yesterday, there's 4 John Wick movies. They're all very good.
I know. I got.
You should start.
You've never watched John Wick?
See, that's what I'm saying.
Are you kidding me?
I haven't seen any of them.
It's so good.
I know. I have to. I like. It's always been like. It's one of those things where it's like, yes, it's on my mind. I'm gonna watch it.
Right.
But like the kids can't watch it. Andrew, you know what I'm talking about. The kids can't really watch it.
7.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
I don't. It's a little bloody. I'd say the language isn't that bad, at least in it, but
okay.
It's a little bloody. Yeah, the language isn't awful, but it's definitely like
It's graphic.
why is he bleeding like that? Like,
Right,
oh, he killed his dog. He's gonna stab him in the face. Like that's
Yeah.
I don't need to.
you'll understand when you're older.
Exactly. It is on my list. It's on my list of must watches.
It was,
But-
so my wife is, anytime an animal gets hurt on a TV show or movie, she's just like, she can't watch it, but she made it past that in the first one and likes the rest. I mean, she likes to be entertained by him, but
Right.
we now look at doesthedogdie.com before we watch it.
Nice. I liked
a real website.
I like the beginning of Deadpool 2 where they were telling you who was behind it, and he was like, from the asshole that killed John Wick's dog.
Yes, I do remember that. I remember that.
Andrew, if you haven't seen it, I will say the new one, excellent.
Really? Yeah, I haven't.
it's awesome.
We between the kids and COVID, movies really slowed down a lot for us.
Yeah.
unfortunately. But I want to see it. Especially, I can't remember his name. I'm terrible with celebrity names, but the gentleman who just passed away.
The concierge, yes.
Yeah, the concierge passed away. So
Yeah, suddenly too. It was like
Oh, really?
weird.
I don't know. I don't even know who that
yeah,
is.
he's,
Right,
he's in
you-
a whole bunch
I
of
don't-
stuff too.
you haven't seen it,
But I will.
But
I will.
but yeah, it's me and my girlfriend there's a few movies that are like
You have to go see.
it's like we got to go see it in the theater, and we got to
Yeah.
like the Marvel stuff I want to see in the theater.
Right.
John Wick I want to see in the theater. Other
Understand.
ones I can wait. I can.
Yeah, my problem is that Jen does want to see these movies sometimes, but those are like the movies that I want to go see in the theater. I don't want to see a drama in the theater. It's like, well, I can get the same effect at home.
Yeah,
True.
So these the action movies and stuff, sometimes she's a little bit more lax about getting into them and stuff.
Okay.
So it's one of those things. I would love to just and I haven't done it ever, but I'd love to just go to a movie theater and just watch a movie by
I used
myself.
to do that all the time. I loved it.
I've done it a few times.
Yeah.
It's a little weird, but it's not as weird as going to dinner by yourself. So
Right. Yeah.
Dinner by yourself
I'm
is.
still eating a jumbo popcorn by myself, so it really is.
See, I'm a nachos guy. She yells at me every
Really?
time I get the nachos because she's like, we could get them. There's a Five Below at the next to the movie theater. She's like, we could get the same exact thing at Five Below for $5 or less
Right.
instead of paying
No,
eight
you
to
gotta
10.
spend-
It's like, no.
Yeah, you got to spend $12 on their hot, almost cheese.
Right.
That.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not-
exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
I used to be a pretzel nuggets and cheese person, but I've been burned too many times by getting pretzel nuggets that are hard as a rock. And I ask all the time, how long have those been there? Before I order this, how long have those
That's why
been
you got to
there?
go to the one in Levittown. They make them for you after you order them, and they bring them
Oh,
to your
look
seat.
at that. That's,
Yeah.
that's service.
That feels a little too bougie for a movie theater, though.
It
You
does.
pay an extra $2 for it. That's,
Right. Yeah.
You probably do pay an extra at least $2 because
Yeah,
But it's
created
worth
a
it.
Popcorn fiend with our almost 4-year-old is just obsessed with popcorn, and anytime we go to a festival, she's like, "Daddy, do you want a kettle corn?" You didn't have to ask; we were already in line.
we were getting that.
That's the line we're in, hon.
Yeah.
You're a big popcorn guy. I still not it's not my top snack or whatever.
I don't know why I'm upset. It makes me feel terrible when I'm done with it, and I still
Right.
just can't stop anytime ever, and I'm never going to.
Dude,
Yeah.
there's a really good. It's called. I'll send you the link. It's called the Amish popcorn company. My wife gets Jen. She gets stuff from there all the time, and it's called Small Kernel. And
Oh, I've heard of Small. They were on Shark Tank. I'm pretty sure Small Kernel or somebody like them was on some Shark Tank.
Well,
You've been to that.
it's a type. It's it's called Small Kernel, but it's this company. But you don't get the kernels at the bottom and stuff like that.
Oh, nice.
Oh, it's
Look into that.
it's
I have
aces.
bought Amish butter, like the popcorn Amish popcorn butter. That's
Right. That's
Oh,
pretty
that
good.
stuff is great.
That's good.
Yeah.
That stuff is good.
Super
Are you a bagged popcorn guy? Or are you do you get it at home and use one of those popper machines?
Air poppers or
all of the above.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, all of the popcorn in any any form is an acceptable use.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like that.
I have a problem. It's not.
Hey,
Not
you know,
good.
of all the things you could excessively eat and consume, popcorn's probably not on the worst.
Yeah, it's like in the middle of the pack.
Yeah, it's definitely.
I would even say like bottom in terms of like
I put a
being
lot of
bad
butter
for
and
you.
salt. A lot of butter and salt.
Oh, okay.
You just have to you have to own a water pick so that you can like.
We do actually.
Yeah, that's part of it. That's part of the deal.
Specifically for that purpose. Like,
Right.
you got to keep the kernel at somebody, and it's my wife in the bathroom.
I just still, I got to figure out a good air popper because the last one I got created a fire.
Yeah, they'll do that.
Not good.
Yeah.
That would be a not good one.
That was a bad choice.
Yeah, it was a bad choice.
That was a bad choice.
You can't buy the one that's on sale for like $8.
It wasn't that one. It wasn't that one.
Amazon special, $8.
And the one that worked really well was the one with the coils that we talked about, where it's almost like a globe where the top you put the kernels down and it's on a metal bowl almost, and then you put the plastic bowl over the top of it, and then the coils spin it.
Right. So
And those are really good
it's
because
approximating that movie theater.
well, what's good about it is
experience.
that it again, the kernels at the bottom, you don't get the unpopped kernels.
Right.
Nice. We
they're
have
big.
a cul-de-sac movie night every once in a while, and I have definitely considered buying one of those popcorn machines, like the $400 rolling popcorn.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
The glass case with the.
Yeah.
That is if I had some room.
I don't care about the kids. It's for me.
Hey, I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
No. I'll be literally in front of it, like beating them away with a broom. Like, this is mine.
You are the excuse to buy extra, but no. I love that.
Andrew said I can't have any, but there's so much of it.
The wheelbarrow is to bring me home.
Right.
So, we do want to remind everybody that now, from now or Wednesday
Yeah.
until
April
April 2nd,
Midnight April 2nd, or 11
Midnight April 2nd.
April 2nd. Yeah.
right, you have the opportunity to get an extra beard oil.
Yeah.
When you purchase over at mythicalbeards.com.
Get the fully Eddie. Smell like my face.
I've been trying like different beard shit for a long time. Actually, his guitar player, Frank, had originally gotten me into like beard stuff. And
Yeah.
he referred me to somebody.
He has a more mythical beard than either of us.
Yes. Yeah.
does.
He at one point, do you remember his original like beard oil and shit collection?
Oh man.
He would literally like he would find a company and then he would buy everything.
Yeah.
And then he'd put it on this weird almost shrine looking piece on his little
I am passing stuff along to him,
Stuff.
don't worry. So
yeah.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
and then he would buy like the next company and do the same thing. And then he
Yeah.
had this weird shrine where he had everything all kind of very nicely
he's a displayer.
displayed.
He's
yeah.
a displayer. Yeah.
And then one day he just shaved it and then he threw everything out.
Right.
It is an
And it was
expensive,
like, wait, what?
expensive habit when you're doing it like that. Especially on like Instagram, it's a thing that people like buy
Yeah.
every single cent that certain companies will put out. And like as a business owner, yeah, it's awesome. But as a person, you're like, do you really need all of them? Like I mean, please go ahead if you want to, but like,
Right.
Yeah.
it seems except for like, I mean, if you're putting out a monthly set and you really like it, sure, but you don't need to have 50 oils sitting. I mean, I know a lot of people that have more than that. It's just
Yeah.
it's kind of crazy to see, and something I didn't with my last brand I never even knew existed. And then once I started this, and I was like, oh my god, like somebody finds it and then they go back and they try to buy as much as they can. Secondary beard markets is a thing. Like that's just weird to me.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, it shouldn't.
That's crazy.
That's super
That's
unhealthy.
awesome, but it
Okay. Yeah. Like,
I mean,
It's not hygienic whatsoever,
seems-
but people still do it.
quite sketch.
Yeah.
but yeah, I've been for a while. I've been on like the search for what I like, and when we got together with you, it's like, oh fuck, I found it. I got it.
yeah.
I got it. So I'm super excited.
Awesome.
I hope everybody tries some because it smells great. Come into the studio, smell the studio.
Yeah.
You'll be like, oh, I can smell like that? Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah, I've got some plans coming up for changing how I do samples, so you can actually get little like 5 milliliter bottles. It's probably going to be like the middle of the summer by the time I roll it out. But I'm always working on new stuff, trying new scents, I've reblended my product several times now to make it better. But that was my goal, is making an affordable. I'm at market average high end beer oil. Originally, I actually dropped my prices in August when most people are raising prices through COVID and everything. It's just, I can keep the business running. It's a side hustle. I like what I do, and it's enough to keep pulling it in, and just kept working on finding. I actually just went straight to the sources to reduce my costs, where everybody else is still raising stuff when it's a disaster dealing with everybody. The real big, not to get political, the big thing is what's going to happen with China, because that's where we all get our bottles from.
Right.
Sure.
So that's going to be the big thing. When that hammer drops, it's going to be what do we do?
Right.
But other than that, everything else is just trying to keep the business afloat while not killing people, because that's why I started the business. I was buying $35 an ounce beard oil and not seeing any benefit whatsoever.
Wow.
Yeah.
And just kind of got tired of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Dude, I'm telling you, this is like my beard oil. What we need to do is we need to have a Bacon is My Podcast scent.
We should do that. Yeah.
Oh,
And when we initially spoke about it, and you were like, I don't think a bacon smelling beard oil would be good.
I won it, and it was a gimmick.
I do agree. I do agree.
yeah. I also agree. I also agree with that.
But I do think there's something. Maybe like
you put like a drop
whiskey.
of it in, like it's there, but like
maybe like something with like whiskey barrel.
Yeah, we're more of a whiskey
ish.
scent.
Yeah, something. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Maple,
definitely do that.
maple bacon.
We got to at least the artwork can have bacon on it.
Well,
Right.
of course.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, you don't want our faces. We're worse than any mythical creature that you could ever.
Alberto can make you look pretty. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh man, but dude, thank you so much for joining us and hanging out. And doors always open if you ever bored on a Sunday and want to have a drink or two. Definitely.
Make sure I get my Mick Foley Roosevelt shirt on. Here
I like it. I like that.
I love that. I for a little while I was kind of like, when you first got on, I'm like, is it? Definitely it? Yeah.
I've lost enough weight this year that I could finally fit in it too, because my wife bought the very last one they had, and it was not my size.
It's all that time in the gym, man. You did it.
That's all I've been doing. Yep.
There you go.
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much. It's great being here.
Yeah. Thanks for hanging out.
Thanks for hanging.
Have a good one.
You too.
Bye.
Yeah, man.
That was fun.
Yeah. Good dude.
See, he was better than I thought he was going to be. I didn't think he was going to be bad, but it was even better than I thought it would be.
Yeah, good dude. So yeah, make sure that your patrons. Most of our patrons don't have beards.
That's all right. They know people with beards.
But you know people with beards, so
go and Easter's right around the corner.
Yeah, fill your eggs.
That's right. And speaking of filling your eggs, make sure to use Manscaped to keep your eggs completely deshelled.
Mm-hmm.
Hard-boiled, if you will.
Okay.
Maybe soft-boiled.
No, that's
I don't
just
know.
gross.
Shave your balls.
Yeah. Yeah. So we want to thank the patrons over at Bacon Is My Podcast.
Yeah, thank you guys for hanging out.
So I'm sorry.
The backish.
Patreon.com/Bacon Is My Podcast. Thank you guys for hanging out with us this Sunday and every Sunday.
Yeah.
Every Sunday we do this.
That we share with you before we share it with the world.
Exactly. For those of you listening on a normal platform, you can get this sooner than anybody else by participating live. And you can do that by going on Patreon.
And you can jump in and you can leave comments like, "Love you guys."
Yeah.
And have to run into the store. I'll be back.
Mm-hmm.
And
now I wish I brought that brought that whiskey over?
Yep.
Oh, brought that whiskey over.
So I'm listening, but playing a game with my people.
Yeah. So you can make comments like that.
You could be part of the conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. Jimsy.
Yeah.
Where can they find you?
You can find all my shit at Jimmy G Shoes on all the stuff. My band Craving Strange is at cravenstrange.net. You can find everything Craving Strange from there. Yeah, right there, buddy?
Yeah, aspirated. I'm good though.
Aspirated.
Yeah, that's a speech word.
Yeah. That's like 4 syllables. It's great. But yeah, cravenstrange.net. You can find me and the band there. Find all the stuff that we're doing. And you can find everything that I do with this dude over on baconismypodcast.com, where you can check out our Twitch stream every Thursday, where we are live streaming the remaking of an EP that we are calling The Damaged Condition by our side project, Bacon Is My Passion.
Yes.
You can check that out, see how we're doing there. You can talk to us, talk about our progress, watch our progress or not progress. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
We got a good one coming up tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right? Tomorrow we're going to be, at least I think, because it's going to be Thursday, but tomorrow's Monday.
Tomorrow's Monday, but
this week we got a good one
Wednesday.
for you listening.
Thursday.
We're going to have our producer back on to talk about all the changes that we have been making over the past couple weeks.
And one thing I have to say it again, because it's something that I keep saying, but I think that people are missing, is that any musician that we speak to about the process that we're doing, and the fact that we are not asking for our producer to bring his notes in about whether he likes it or not, and getting his reaction to these songs and stuff like that,
right,
literally on the air, people are like, why?
Yeah, it's really dumb.
That's dumb. Why would you do that?
Yeah.
Because producers can be hurtful.
It's dumb.
But and then like even the recording process, we're gonna fuck up royally when we do some vocal takes and stuff like that.
A lot.
And you're gonna be there for the process, and you're gonna see how demanding it can get when you're going back and forth and stuff like that. So
and that's free on Twitch every Thursday night live.
Absolutely.
Check that out. Twitch.tv/baconismypod. Like I said, you can find all that stuff at baconismypodcast.com, where you can also find links to all of our every sponsor and all the deals and the best deals that we can do. So you can check all that stuff out as well.
Once again, shout out to our new sponsor, Native Blend, and this just in, Bacon is the promo code. So Bacon, you get 20% off your complete order, including clearance items.
Nice.
So yeah, you can find me at Me My Own Self Mike. You can find my band Something Heavy on all streaming platforms, at Something Heavy Music on all the socials. We have a new single coming out. Yes, that's right. The patrons know it already because I did an announcement there, but I'll announce it here. April 21st.
Nice.
Separate Ways. It's not a Journey cover.
No. It is a new song.
It is a new song. It is a different song.
It is a different song.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound anything like Journey.
Yeah. Hopefully it's as good as that song. But
I think they're both very good songs.
Cool. Yeah. Cool. So yeah, that's coming out. So keep an eye out.
Check it out. It's going to be awesome. It sounds really good. You guys will like it.
Yeah. Until then, I mean, tomorrow we've got What's Your Bacon with Arcane Ghosts.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, this Friday. Arcane Ghosts. And we've got a pretty big episode next week. We've got Lena from the band Infected Rain coming up. We've got some guest hosting things going on.
That's going to be fun.
Coming up in the month of April. So April's going to be awesome. We're almost done with March. Fucking crazy.
That is crazy.
Silly.
Ugh.
So
it's going by too fast.
Too fast.
So slow it down with some whiskey and slow it down by listening to some Bacon Is My Podcast. And remember to ask yourself every single day the most important question you can ask yourself every single day.
What's your bacon?
See ya. Quick reminder that this show is brought to you by our brand new sponsor, Mythical Beards. Check them out, mythicalbeards.com. You can get stickers. You can get hoodies. You can get all that kind of stuff. But most importantly, you can get shit for your face.
Keep your beard fresh. Keep it clean. Keep it groomed. If it's good enough for Mick Foley, God damn it, it's good enough for us.
I'm wearing the Kraken right now.
I am actually wearing the Dracula.
Nice.
And that's why I smell like an old-time barbershop.
If you go to mythicalbeards.com and use the promo code
BACON15,
you get 15% off your entire order. The show is also brought to you by our good friends at GrillYourAssOff.com, where you can also get 15% off of your order of all spices, grilling rubs.
they're delicious freaking sauces.
Yes, delicious sauces, all that kind of stuff. Every season is grilling season if you like to cook.
Yes.
So definitely check it out. GrillYourAssOff.com. Use the promo code
BACON because it'll keep your grilling season all year fucking long.
15% off with the promo code. 10% off at drinkwildbills.com, where you can get all kinds of great sodas, which we've seen lots of mixers for. So keep sending them in. Hashtag drinkwildbills. Hashtag what's your bacon. Send us your beverage options.
Of choice.
And also poddex.com. You can see them in another part of the show.
Yes, indeed.
But both of those, 10% off, use the promo code BACON. So
Yes.
check it out. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you got. Use them. Find them. If you can't remember what we just said, go to baconismypodcast.com. Everything's there. Check it out. Thanks for watching.